Hey house guests, welcome to today's BB20 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is George Muller. George, thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it and we think you're awesome. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day like George, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Okay, so yesterday, Fessy saved Haley with the power of veto. Sam put up Rockstar, which means it's Rockstar versus Kaitlyn. And then Sam told everybody about her power, which will give this week's evictee a chance to come back. And then the house exploded. Seriously though, the house has been like on freaking fire. Who knew this week would get so crazy? You know, we thought this was just a throwaway week, whatever. Somebody's gonna be coming back, but it is still bringing the drama. So I talked about the like immediate aftermath of the POV ceremony in yesterday's spoiler, so if you're looking for that, check that out. But anyway, let's continue where we left off. Kaitlyn is in overdrive. She's going around telling people the deal that she made with Fessy. She's like, I threw the competition to him, so that he could be safe too, because he was worried that he could potentially be the replacement nominee. So she's like, in return, he promised that he would use the veto on me, and he didn't. How messed up is that? Why does this always happen to me? So then she's talking to Tyler in the pink bedroom. She's all wah, wah, wah. And Tyler's like, it's okay. We can still get the votes for you to stay. You've got me, Brett, Rachel, Angela, Casey. So he just named level 6. He's saying they're all voting for her. And that's 5 right there. But those votes are not quite locked yet. But like, anyway, let's keep in mind this week you need 5 to tie, 6 to stay. And Kaitlyn. Sam definitely wants Kaitlyn to go this week, so if Kaitlyn wants to stay, she's probably gonna have to get 6 votes together. So then Tyler lets her know that JC is really upset with Fessy for using the veto, because he was telling him over and over again not to do it, because he was scared that he could have gone up. Tyler left out that JC didn't want the veto used because he wanted it to be like a unanimous vote for Kaitlyn to go. But he's like, you gotta convince JC that you'll go after Fessy so that he'll want to keep you. So Kaitlyn puts that in her back pocket for later, for when she goes to campaign to JC. So then, you know, they're thinking about last week's votes again, because now that Sam has announced that her power is going into effect this week, it's leaving people wondering what happened with the votes. Because, you know, Kaitlyn especially was saying, oh my god, I think it was Sam's power, and that's why the votes flipped. It wasn't anybody being shady. No, it was people being shady. But she's like, Tyler, did you flip your vote last week? And he says, no. That's a lie. But Kaitlyn, after hearing that, is still convinced that a power was used last week to flip the votes. So she's like, maybe Brett had one. Oh my god. I thought you were supposed to know these things and be able to read people. Apparently not. But Tyler's playing along, and he's like, alright, this is where you're gonna see people's true colors. You're up on the block. You gotta see who's campaigning to keep you, who votes to keep you. And you know, you could end up staying even if you're evicted because of Sam's power. So it's kind of hard to tell at that point what Tyler really wants to happen here. I'm assuming that he wants to keep Kaitlyn, or at least visibly campaign for Kaitlyn and vote for her to stay, even if he's on the wrong side. Because there's a really good chance that the evicted person is going to be coming back this week. He does not want to be on Kaitlyn's bad side if she is evicted and then comes back. Plus, he knows that he's one of Rockstar's targets. It's not like it's some random person up on the block next to Kaitlyn. He's been wanting to get rid of Rockstar for a while now, so he's still, you know, trying to hold on to Kaitlyn for now and hope she's not going to be like, and ruin everything. Alright, so then Kaitlyn and Fessy talk again, and he's like, do you kind of understand why I did what I did? And Kaitlyn's like, ugh. So Fessy explains again, her getting rid of Swaggy was really the deciding factor for him. He said if she hadn't done that, he would have used the power veto on her instead of Haley. I don't know that I buy that. I don't know that Kaitlyn believes that either. But he's like, yeah, I would have, even if you don't think so. So Kaitlyn's like, you wrote my eviction sentence. How does it feel? She says that he knows she's not going to stay up on the block. It's so hot in here. She knows. She's saying that he knows that she's not going to stay this week up on the block. So him not using the veto on her is like him writing her eviction sentence. That's what she's saying. He's like, no, you're gonna stay, you're gonna stay. So Kaitlyn's saying the thing with Swaggy had nothing to do with Fessy. She had to get rid of him for herself. You knew the intent. You knew my intentions. So Fessy's like, well, it still affected my game. But Kaitlyn is then crying that she's not going to have Sacred Six's votes because they're all upset about the Swaggy thing too. She's like, I have family watching. And Fessy says, everyone does. Don't give me that. I mean, really, where was she going with that? But Kaitlyn's like, okay, do you understand what it feels like to go your entire life putting trust in men and being rejected? What does that have to do with this? I don't... No, stop. You're really reaching right now. But she says it feels like she's not worthy of being saved. She is triggered. So Kaitlyn is like, okay, fine. Look at me in my eyes and tell me that you're voting to keep me on Thursday. So Fessy is looking in her eyes and he's not saying anything. So then he's just like, why do you do that? And she's like, you can't do it. You can't. So Fessy's like, Kaitlyn, I'm gonna vote for you to stay, but you can't turn your back on me in the future just because I didn't save you with the veto. I think we all know that Kaitlyn is quite capable of doing something like that. So Kaitlyn's like, I just want to stay. If you give me a chance, I won't do that. Yeah, okay. You know if she stays, she's gonna be pissed, and I could totally see her going after Fessy. So she's telling Fessy, not only do you have to vote to keep me, but you need to campaign for me to stay because I only have Tyler campaigning for me right now. I need more. So then Kaitlyn's saying that she's upset because Haley hasn't come to talk to her yet. Now, at this point, it was like a little over an hour after the ceremony. That's not very long, okay? That's not very long. Give people a chance to circulate. You really think she wants to talk to you freaking crying and being bitter? No. Alright, Haley did end up talking to Kaitlyn, and of course, Kaitlyn's like, you guys have to vote for me! Ah! Okay. Meanwhile, Haley was talking to JC in the lounge room, and JC is like, I'm really upset with Fessy for not listening to me about the power of veto. You would have been totally safe up there against Kaitlyn. It would have been 10-0 for her to go. So he's also upset that Fessy did not tell him ahead of time what he was going to do with the veto. And then JC did not have time to talk to Sam because he didn't know what was going to happen. So I'm still, okay, I mentioned yesterday, some crazy crap went down at this power veto ceremony. This was not your average ceremony. Apparently, Sam was like gonna put JC up on the block, but then at the last minute, JC interjected, like during the ceremony it sounds like, and she decided to put up Rockstar. Which is crazy. Oh my god. So I don't know exactly how it all went down, but that's what it sounds like. So JC is like, Kaitlyn's gotta go. She's a much bigger competitor, stronger competitor than Rockstar. Haley agrees. She wants Kaitlyn to go. And she also brings up that Rockstar is more loyal. So she's a better person to keep around. Interesting. Okay, so then Sam was crying in the backyard because she's afraid that everyone's gonna hate her now and be mad at her. For what? I guess she's referring to like keeping the power to herself and not using it and blah blah blah. And I think just like the usual pressures of being HOH and having to end someone's dream. Honestly, if people don't like her, I don't think it's for her gameplay. I think it's for the speeches that she's been making because they're not good. Okay, so then Level 6 and Bailey were comforting her. They're like, everyone loves you. You're so authentic. Blah, blah, blah. So then Rockstar comes over and she asks to talk to Sam. And, you know, everybody clears out. Rockstar is crying. She's like, why was I the next best choice out of all the kids in this house that are not out here trying to do anything? It always, like, blows my mind when somebody who hasn't really done anything in the game accuses other people of not doing anything in the game. It's crazy. But anyway, Sam is like, you're the biggest target. If you were to get voted out next week, you'd be out of the game forever. You know, if you get voted out this week, you'll have the chance to come back. So it's better to go this week than next week. Sam is very much trying to frame this like it's a gift to go up on the block this week and get evicted, because you will have that opportunity to come back. So Sam is trying to make Rockstar feel better. She's like, we're still going to be friends after this. I'm still going to go to that festival that we were talking about after this. And Rockstar's like, yeah, I have no doubt in my mind. We're going to be fine. We're going to be friends. She's not really, like, upset with her. She's mad at, like, people with a lot of money. So anyway, Sam says that she thought that Fessy was going to use the veto on Kaitlyn. So she was pretty surprised to see him save Haley. So then Rockstar starts explaining how that happened. She was telling her all about the Faute Alliance. And she says that Kaitlyn ruined their group when she put Swaggy up on the block. So that's why there's like that there. Rockstar also explains why she voted to keep Steve over Sam in the first week. She says that Steve promised her loyalty. They were both parents, so they could bond over that. And she says Sam didn't really want to talk game to her. So obviously she was going to keep the guy that was saying he was going to be loyal over the girl who was like, I'm just here. So Sam's like, yeah, I'm really slow to trust people. That's what that was all about. So Rockstar's like, okay, cool. Then she starts talking about Brett and Tyler. She thinks they've been working together since the beginning. Yep. She says that Tyler was the one that convinced Kaitlyn to take out Swaggy, and Brett has been master manipulating people all over the place. Okay, that's great, but like, they're not up on the block against you, so you gotta figure something else out. Alright, so then later, JC pulls Fessy up to the HOH room to talk. And you know this is going to be intense because JC was really pushing that Fessy should not be using the veto, and he did. So JC is like, alright, I want you to know, if I win the HOH next week, you're still not on my radar, but I am done talking game with you. Oh, and he's like, here's why. He says that he was like 3 seconds away from going up on the block. He warned Fessy that Sam plays emotionally. There was no telling what she was going to do. And again, it sounds like this all happened during the power veto ceremony. And JC was like, yeah, you shouldn't put me up because that's a bad move on your part. Don't do it. Can't wait to see that. So then he's saying that he feels betrayed by Fessy because he could have at least told him what he was going to do before the ceremony. Then that would have given JC a chance to talk to Sam. And Fessy's like, I had no idea that you were going to go up on the block. He says he really wants to work with JC. He likes him, and he'll never go against him in the future. And he's saying that he would have kept nominations the same had he known that JC was going to go up as the replacement. So then, JC, stirring up the drama, he lets Fessy know that Kaitlyn told Tyler that she has feelings for him. And on top of that, Kaitlyn told Tyler that Fessy told her that he has feelings for her. Not the other way around, which is what we heard before. So Kaitlyn's trying to make it look like to Tyler, like, oh, Fessy's so obsessed with me. And I'm like, no, that's not how it went down. But Fessy's like, no freaking way. You see, I'm never the one chasing her around. That's hilarious. And he says Tyler is dumb if he believes all that stuff. So then Fessy is like, if Kaitlyn goes this week, would we have Tyler on our side? JC says he's working on that. He's even going to try to convince Tyler to vote Kaitlyn out this week. Good luck, because Tyler does not want to be on her bad side. But Fessy warns him to be careful, because this information could get back to Kaitlyn. If she finds out that JC is campaigning against her, it's not going to be good for him. Alright, so then Rockstar comes in the room. By the way, they were up in Sam's HOH room without her there. I'm pretty sure she was in the diary room. But Rockstar comes in. They advise her, just stay cool this week. Just stay under the radar, because you know Kaitlyn's going to be crazy. And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm not going to run around asking people for their votes. I'm not going to campaign. She says they're either going to vote for her or they're not. They already have their minds made up. They don't. But anyway, Remember when she called out Winston for not campaigning to everyone and how she said, like, that's not how you play this game? Okay, so then Tyler and Brett were chatting in the storage room, and I just wanted to include this here because I wanted to get a little insight on what level 6 is thinking at this point. So they are talking about keeping Kaitlyn. They feel like they have a much better chance of influencing her than Rockstar. Like, yeah, Kaitlyn is more likely to win competitions than Rockstar, but they feel like they're going to have a much stronger influence over her. But there's only 5 people in their group, so they got to figure out where they're going to get that 6th vote to keep Kaitlyn. They could work on JC, but that's going to be really tough because he really wants Kaitlyn out this week. Or if they can't get him, they can just work on Sam because it could be a tie and she could break the tie. Interesting. All right, so then Fessy was talking to Rockstar. She's crying her eyes out again. I guess she had just come off of like kind of a bad conversation with Bailey because they were talking about, you know, trust, and Rockstar feels like Bailey still doesn't trust her, still doesn't believe that she did not flip her vote to get out Brett. So I'm like, what week is it? But the important part of this conversation, Fessy is like, all right, I don't need you freaking out. Just because Kaitlyn is my best friend in here, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to vote to keep her. If that was the case, I would have used the veto on her. So he's like, don't freak out. You have my vote. So Fessy is freaking lying to Kaitlyn again. That's wild. Okay, so there was lots of discussion and debate throughout the evening about who should stay this week and who should go. It seems like the Sacred 6 people are mostly thinking they want to get rid of Kaitlyn. Bailey is definitely on the fence. I can tell she really wants to be on the right side of the vote this week. So I wouldn't be surprised if she voted against her Sacred 6 people just to be in the majority. That would not surprise me. But there was also a lot of debate between JC and Level 6. Level 6 is trying to convince him to vote out Rockstar, but JC is adamant that Kaitlyn must go. He's not convinced that Tyler has full control over her. He's like, we gotta get rid of her. She's gotta go. It seems like JC is under the impression that Kaitlyn is the one calling the shots in the Tyler-Kaitlyn duo, which is not true. So anyway, later, Sam was crying alone in the storage room, saying that she wants to go home. She's really not handling this HOH well. So she pulls JC into chat, and she's like, I'm nervous that everything's going to backfire, and I'm going to like go home because somebody's going to pull out another power or something. And he's like, stop. So JC brings up he was quite shocked at the power of veto ceremony when she almost put him up on the block because they have a really good relationship. So Sam is like, JC, I was never actually going to put you up there. Like, even if you didn't speak up, I was never going to nominate you. She says that she was trying to soften the blow for Rockstar because she's really trying to make it seem like this power, like this chance to come back into the game is a gift. Like, it's a gift to be nominated this week. So she was trying to sell it by acting like she was going to put up one of her best friends and then at the last minute, like, changing her mind. That's an interesting idea. I don't know if this is for real or it's a cover story. I'm leaning more towards for real because I don't see Sam coming up with some like crazy ass plan like that. But I'm not sure if JC is even buying this. So JC is just like, okay, whatever. Moving on. What are you going to do if it's a tie? Because there's a very good chance that it could be a tied vote this week. I don't know, this is season 20, so, you know, it's always going to be the craziest option, craziest possibility is going to happen. So Sam, she promises that she will vote out Kaitlyn because that's what JC wants and what she wants. But she says that would be her way of paying him back for freaking him out so much during the power veto ceremony. And again, Sam wants Kaitlyn to go. So, yeah, she's going to vote her out. Okay, so some highlights from the rest of the night. Scotty finally revealed to Bailey that, yes, he voted to evict Swaggy while wearing a Swaggy t-shirt. So Bailey's like, yeah, I knew that, but like, it's nice to finally hear it from you. Bailey is still acting like Swaggy's gonna come back, but he's not. Okay, so JC told Fessy that Kaitlyn will now be targeting him because he did not save her with the power of veto, and Fessy's like, if that's true, she's going, she's out of here. But Haley's like, wait a second, I don't know that we're gonna have the votes to do that. It's true, it could swing the other way. Again, Bailey is gonna be a key vote this week. She's gonna want to vote with the majority. So also last night, Rockstar was trying to fix things with Brett because she feels like she's never gonna get level 6's votes as long as Brett feels like she's coming after him. So she wants to work on that relationship. So she's telling him, you know, I'm a big fan of the show, and I was really impressed by the move that you made, even though I got really upset in the moment. She says, game recognizes game. And she wants her kids to see her make it to the jury, to see her like complete this process and cast a vote for the winner. So she says, I'm not going to be a bitter juror. Again, I recognize the huge game move that you made. So she's trying to be like, I'll vote for you if I'm in the jury. So keep me until jury. All right, an interesting campaign strategy. I don't think Brett's going to be budging on that. But anyway, today, Rockstar continued on her campaign trail. Let me just give you some of her campaign points. She's all, I have a family. I don't have a trust fund. I'm not trying to further my modeling career like some of these other people. Damn, girl, don't be insulting the people that you're trying to get votes from. Is it your daughter's birthday, though? Maybe you should use that. I don't know. But she's telling people, I've played an honest game. I'm loyal. I suck at competitions. Feel free to use me as a pawn. And then, again, she's insulting the people she's trying to get votes from. I can't play the flirty game like some of the other people in here. I got a man at home. I can't be doing that. And as she was talking to the girls, she was telling them that she wants to follow through with the girls' alliance that they were talking about, take out the guys. Specifically, she said that she wants to target Brett and Tyler. And at one point today, it seemed like maybe the tide was turning and level 6 was thinking about flipping and getting rid of Kaitlyn just because like they're so fed up with her, and it's like they feel like Rockstar is much less of a threat. But then, you know, she was saying that she would go after Brett and Tyler, and they didn't like that. So I feel like at this point, it's looking like it could be a 5-5 vote. I don't know. Because you got level 6 on one side, and then you have Sacred 6 on the other with JC. So that would make it 5-5. And then Sam would be breaking the tie, and I'm assuming she would vote to evict Kaitlyn. And then if this all happens, Kaitlyn could come back into the house knowing that her old alliance voted her out. How wild would that be, right? But again, the votes could change. Bailey could flip her vote. It might not be a tie. Who knows? Who knows? But let me know what you guys think. We're 2 days away until this crazy eviction. So until next time, much love.